Well, good morning. Welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and today is the day we have the Timinator in the house. That's right, Tim Elbert from the Four Seasons Nursery, and he is brought into the studio today. You know, you're bringing a lot of things in here, but this is over the top gorgeous. This is a double XL dahlia?
Yes. Yeah, this is one of a series of dahlias that we just got in, and I couldn't resist. So I had to bring this one in. It's absolutely fantastic. So for our radio listeners, this is a beautifully compact dahlia with, what would you call that? Would you call that like a rose pink bloom?
Oh, yeah, hot pink.
Yeah, and it's got kind of the double bloom, so it's real full flowers. And these guys are going to bloom all summer long. So you just go through, you got to deadhead them, of course, once in a while, but go through and pop off the dead flowers, and those things will keep going and going and going.
How big will this get?
About 2 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this thing is gorgeous. Now, here's the deal. When you call in, you asked him a question at 541-776-5770. Your name's going in the hat, and we're giving away Tim's Super Deluxe Extra King Cab Dodge pickup truck.
How am I going to get the flower back?
Actually, he needs that to haul this thing around in. No, your name's going to go in the hat for this Super Deluxe Dahlia. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Sunshade, where do you plant this?
They love the sun.
Okay.
A nice, loose, well-drained soil and full sun, and you will have more flowers than you know what to do with.
Is that the only one? You got the nursery, you got more out there?
Oh, it's this the only one. No, I'm kidding. No, we have a whole bunch of them in lots of different colors too. There was one that was just a really just deep, rich red. There's some yellow. There's I don't remember, because this one caught my eye, and I went, okay, I'm bringing that one.
Well, thank you for making that available. This is beautiful. Anyway, if you've never been to the Four Seasons Nursery, go on out Highway 62. You get off on Vilas Road and you go up the frontage road a little bit. You can't miss it, and you'll see all of the hanging baskets and all the pretty flowers and trees and everything. And there's a lot of color inside the nursery. So if you don't win this one, go out and get one. It is the XXL Dahlia. This thing is beautiful, and you got a variety of colors.
Yes.
All right, let's let you know how you could possibly win this one. If you have a question about gardening this weekend, give Tim a call right now, 541-776-5770, and we'll put your name in the hat. Coming up at the end of the hour, somebody's going to win this beautiful dahlia. Well, a lot going on. We've had a up and down of temperatures. Actually saw our first 90-degree temperature yesterday, and maybe a repeat today, and then all the way back down into the 60s with rain. Kind of unpredictable, but what about fertilizing the lawn?
Well, for feeding the lawn, you definitely want to use something that's going to have a good slow release. And you can use a weed and feed right now if you want to, like the Fertilum Weed Out. Or you can use the classic fertilizer, which is the slow release nitrogen. But either way, you want to make sure that the lawn is in good shape before you put the fertilizer down.
We should be cutting higher too, right?
Yeah, I want to bring that lawn up a little bit. We want to start to try to get that lawn about 4 inches tall. Now, I know that seems like a lot, like that's really high, but by keeping that lawn tall, we can keep the soil cool and we can water less. And so it's really kind of important to start to do that and bring that lawn up. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people out there like to have that really short lawn, but that makes it difficult to keep it under control, or keep it healthy, I should say, in the summertime.
All right, here's the number, 541-776-5770. And if you have any questions about gardening, planting, moving things, fertilizing things, bugs, he's the man. And your name's going to have, somebody's going to win this unbelievably beautiful dahlia. This thing is over the top gorgeous. All right, let's go to the phones. Melissa, hi, thanks. What's going on with your apple tree?
I have about a 5-year-old apple tree, and this early this year it got these blistery looking kind of round bumps on the branches and the trunk, and they just look real rough. And I was trying to look up what it was, and the only thing I can see that looks close was called canker. And I was just wondering, is there anything that we can do to, save the tree. It's almost on every branch and on the trunk. And it just came up over a few months earlier this year, and it just seems to be getting worse. And we have a bunch of other apple trees around it. And when I just read about that canker yesterday, it sounded really bad. And my husband asked me to call you.
Well, I don't have any better news. Yeah, it does sound like canker from what you're describing. Canker, there really is no cure. Once it's in the trunk, that's it. There's really no good answer for that. It can spread, so it's a good idea. You know, you may be able to hang on and get a harvest off of it this year, but after that, you're going to want to get rid of it. And by get rid of it, I mean either cut it down and burn it or remove it off your property.
Okay, because we were concerned. We have about 10 other trees that are really healthy and younger, and, you know, we were wondering if we should just do it sooner rather than later. If it's postponing the inevitable, it's not worth it for just a few apples if there's nothing that we can do.
Is that contagious?
Yeah, and yes, it is contagious. It can transfer and move. So yeah, you want to get rid of it. Yeah, unfortunately, but it's probably not moving right now. So again, you could probably get through a harvest now, but then get rid of the tree.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All righty.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
you
it's not
can't
always.
fix it. They can't always do it. All right. Diana, hi. You got goat heads in the grass?
They're terrible.
Wow, go in your grass.
Yes, and
Oh.
we live next to a field, and the grass is beautiful, but there's goat heads in it.
Ah, goodness. Well, the goat heads typically don't like areas that are irrigated and with lots of other vegetation. And so I had a big field behind me that every year I used to go through and spray and kill it off just to dirt and leave it that way so I wouldn't have to maintain it. But the goat heads got so bad it was hard to keep them under control. And so we allowed the grass and stuff to grow back up through there. And now I don't have any goat heads in that whole field area. So it's odd that they're growing in your lawn. So in your lawn, again, bring that lawn up a little bit, allow it to grow a little taller. My suggestion is to just get rid of the goat heads by hand. You don't want those seeds hanging around. They can be sharp and difficult. So if you can, get rid of them all by hand. If there's too many for that, then you can use a spray like the Weed Free Zone by Fertilome to kill them in the lawn.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you can do that, but put a pre-emergent like the Dimension in the lawn to help keep those seeds from germinating and continuing to come up. Do you water with irrigation water?
No, we sprinkle.
Okay, yeah, because irrigation water can be the other way that's transferred, but generally it's mostly transferred by pets and animals going into the areas where there's a lot of it and then bringing it in on their fur or feet or whatever.
Right.
So.
It's just, they're sharp.
Boy, they are.
Okay. Well, we'll try that, and I'm hopeful again because we've had them for a while.
Yeah, let the lawn get tall, and that will discourage them. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
I'll do
Diana.
it. God bless you guys. Thank
You
you.
too. All right. The number is 776-5770. And if you want to get your name in the hat for this beautiful dahlia, any question about going, do you like cherry pie?
Does it have the word pie after it?
Well, Jennifer's on the line. She wants to make us a cherry pie.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't have that many cherries yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, rats. Well, then what's going on with your cherry tree?
Well, we have new trees that we planted last year, and we have some branches that really need to be trimmed, but I was wanting to know when to trim the cherry, and then we also have an apple.
Okay. Well, the cherries are going to ripen probably sometime within the next couple of weeks. And so my suggestion is wait until after harvest, and then you can summer prune your cherry trees, and it won't bother them a bit. So not a problem there. As far as your apples go, you should be thinning your apples now. Apples are probably up to about the size of a golf ball or so. And so now it's time to go through and thin those. You want to go make sure that you don't have too many apples on the tree, or else it will start to cycle and you'll get big production one year and nothing the next. So get those apples thinned. And then as far as pruning goes, I would hold off on doing any pruning on the apple tree, because you want all those leaves to draw in all that energy from the sun and use it to build carbohydrates to go into your apples.
Okay?
Okay, so never trim the apple tree?
Oh, I'm sorry. Prune them when they're dormant.
Oh, when they're dormant.
Yeah.
Okay, so that like in the winter?
Yeah. So usually sometime between, say, October and March.
Okay.
Okay.
In October, and then the cherry when I'm done harvesting.
Right.
Right. Now you can prune the cherry when it's dormant as well. So any dormant pruning on the fruit trees is fine. But if you have to do some pruning on it, you can do summer pruning on a cherry tree once it's finished producing.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank
All right,
you.
you're welcome.
All right, let's squeeze in one more before we take a break. Anyway, the phone number is 776-5770. Get your name in the hat. Somebody's going to win this beautiful, unbelievably hot pink XXL dahlia. Beautiful. Just go. And look at all the blossoms that are yet to pop out on the thing. Wow. Hi, Linda. What's going on with your lilacs?
Wanted to know, after my lilacs bloom, and then they die, and I pick them off, will it bloom again this year?
No, not unless you have the bloomerang lilac, which is a repeat blooming lilac. And most lilacs, no, they will not.
Oh.
Yeah, just the springtime only. So enjoy them when they bloom, because the rest of the year they're just kind of, they're lilacs.
Just have the green leaves.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, golly. All right, well, thank you.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. All right, we'll take a quick break again. Tim Elbert from Four Seasons Nursery. If you've never been to the nursery, you're missing it. But check it out. It's out on Highway 62. Get off on Vilas Road. Get over on the frontage road. Go up about half a mile. You can't miss it. You'll see the beautiful hanging baskets. You'll see all the flowers. You'll see a bunch of dahlias in there. Excuse me. And if you call in, 541-776, your name's going in the hat. Somebody's going to win this beautiful, beautiful dahlia. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paulina, and I work at theDove TV. Did you know that when you support theDove TV, you have a profound impact, not only in our community, but around the world? It's your continued support that takes the inspiration and hope in the programs we produce and makes them available to the thousands of people who are watching these videos online every week. Help bring encouragement and hope to our valley and beyond by making a secure online donation today at our website, thedove.us.
Okay, we're back with Tim Elbert from Four Seasons Nursery, taking your calls and any question you may have about gardening. He's the man. The phone number is 541-776-5770. Now, that's a special number to the studio, so call that number if you want to ask Tim a question, 541-776-5770. And your name's going in the hat. Somebody is going to win this beautiful dahlia. This thing is spectacular. It's probably in 3/4 bloom right now with a lot of buds that haven't popped out yet, and takes full sun, right, Tim?
Yes, loves the sun and bloom all
Put it in the
summer.
ground or leave it in the pot?
Yeah, you can do it either way. It comes in a nice decorative pot, so you can leave it in that pot and keep it there all summer long if you'd like, and plant it next year. Or you can pop it in the ground anywhere in the nice sunny spot with some good, loose, rich soil.
Okay. This thing is gorgeous. So get your name in the hat, 541-776-5770. And let's go back to the phones. I think we have Rhonda. She has an unidentified flying object in her yard. What do you got, Rhonda?
Hello. Well, we bought 2 years ago, we bought a house at a beautiful large bank of ivy, well manicured, 60 feet long, 10 feet wide. And in those 2 years, we've basically ruined it. We've got grass coming through it. It also has another, it looks like ivy. It's slightly different than the ivy that was there. Some kind of a plant has little purple flowers, absolutely taking over the ivy, and I'm just not sure what to do.
Well, ivy being considered a noxious weed in Oregon, there's I guess the proper thing to do is or to say is get rid of the ivy.
Get rid of that.
However, if you're wanting to keep your ivy, there are ways to control grasses inside ground covers. A product called Over the Top, another one called Post, and they're really good products that you can use. They kill grasses without killing your broadleaf plants. There is nothing, though, that is going to distinguish between one broadleaf plant that's a weed and another broadleaf plant that is the plant you want to save. And so this other plant that's coming up, and it sounds like it could be vinca, I don't know without seeing it, but there's no way to get it out of there except to physically remove it. So I don't know if it's vinca and it's overtaking your ivy. Well, doesn't surprise me one bit.
Okay, but I can use Over the Top to get rid of the grass, and that'll help.
Yeah, that's about all you can do is, for the grass you can use the Over the Top. The other stuff you're going to have to dig out. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
All right. Good luck, Rhonda. Hang in there. Okay, let's go to Robin. Hi, Robin. You got earwigs?
Yes, I do. They are living in the soil of one of my raised beds, and they're eating all my beans, and I'm wondering how I can get rid of them.
Okay. Couple of ways. One thing you can do is dust your plants with diatomaceous earth. If they crawl across it, if they eat it, it will cut them up, and they die a good, slow, painful death. It's what.
Yes, you heard that here on the Dove.
It's great. It's well deserving of an insect like that. And when I get to heaven, I'm going to have a little chat with Noah about bringing those on the ark.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyways, another option is a product called spinosad, and the spinosad is an all-natural product as well that you can spray on. And again, if they eat it or if they get sprayed with it, it will kill them. So if you're going with the spinosad in a spray form, go out there at night when it's dark with a flashlight or your night vision goggles, one of the two, and go out there and spray then, because that's when they're feeding, and you'll get your best control that way. Now, there's also spinosad in a granular form, and it's called Sluggo Plus, and it's slugs, snails, earwigs, and other crawling insects. It will kill them. It's a bait, and they'll eat it and die. So, yeah, those are your three options.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
What about the rolled up wet newspaper?
Oh, yeah, there's other ways to do it, too, but I don't make any money off of that, so.
Sorry I said that. Okay. Wow. All right. 541-776-5770. Now, that's a special number to the studio to get you on the air to talk to Tim. 541-776-5770. And somebody's going to win this beautiful XXL Dahlia. Hot pink. Wow. All right. Let's see here. I have a caller, and I'm sorry I don't have your name. You want to know about bugs in your grass?
Yeah, I got bit by something. It actually took a chunk out of my skin. And just yesterday I had to go to the emergency room and get a tetanus shot, be put on antibiotics because it swelled and itching. And I was just wondering, besides calling and having somebody come out and spray, is there something out there that you have that you can just put on the lawn?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, we do have granular products that you can put down that will kill insects in the lawn. One that comes to mind is called Grub Free Zone, and that works really good for crane fly and just about any other insect in the lawn. There's also there's one called Kill-A-Bug and another one called Bug Blaster. And all three of those come granular that you can put in the lawn, different levels of I guess, effectiveness. That's kind of a bad word, I guess. Each one is a little bit different from the other. And so if you have If you have trouble with one not working well, then you switch to the other one. Boy, that sounds a lot like you might have had a bee or something in there that got you. But yeah, this will control insects in the lawn. Any of those three.
Oh, okay, and you have them all out there.
I do.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. All right, 776-5770, area code 541, 776-5770 if you want to talk to Tim. Arlene, you want to know, what should I feed my heavy feeding plant? Have you tried red meat?
There's never any left.
Raw steak, yeah,
Yes, actually, it would be in regard to maybe a potted plant, such as the geranium, or they're considered a heavy feeder. Mm-hmm. And how would one prepare the soil?
So for planting in the ground?
No, this would be a pot.
So in a pot, you can use, I would use just a good potting soil, like the Northwest potting soil. If you have old potting soil, use it only half and half with fresh potting soil. Don't use all old potting soil.
Okay.
Freshen it up, and then you can do a couple of different things. Now we carry a product called Garden Coat 6, which is a 6-month fertilizer. You can put that in there, and that will slow release for 6 months and feed your plants. That may not be enough for some of the heavy feeders, but it is good. So if you go on vacation for a week or something, you're fine. It'll continue to feed. It'll also cut back on the liquid soluble fertilizer that you use. So instead of going with like 2 tablespoons per gallon with the geranium, hanging basket, and pansy food that we use, you can cut that to 1 tablespoon per gallon. So that's what I would do. I would use a little of the Garden Coat 6 in there, and then continue to feed weekly or biweekly at a tablespoon per gallon with the geranium, hanging basket, and pansy food.
Oh, very good. They really are a heavy eater then, so we do need to keep them happy.
Yep. Keep them going.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much, Tim. Have a wonderful day.
All right,
okay.
You too.
Thanks, Arlene.
Bye.
All right. We're going to see if we can squeeze in one more. Eileen, you want to know what, or can you plant an ice plant? Right?
Yes.
I don't know.
I have a septic hill that is covered with weeds, and I need it to be covered with something beautiful. So I was wondering if ice plant will grow, because I know it's a big, large ground cover.
Oh, yes. Ice plant would be a great choice. They're not very deep-rooted, and they don't require a lot of care. So absolutely, ice plant is a fantastic choice. And actually, lately they've done some work with some of those ice plants, and there are some fantastic colors available. So red and pink and white and yellow and orange, some really, really nice ice plants available.
Oh, great. And I have another question. We have a lot of goat heads, and I've been digging them out by hand before the seeds come out. And my husband has started burning the plants while the flowers are blooming. Is there anything else we can do?
Does he laugh maniacally as he's burning them?
Yeah.
Well, you want to get a pre-emergent down to kill those seeds so that those seeds don't germinate. So any seed left behind is going to just die and not reproduce. So that's really important. We carry one by High Yield called Dimension, and it's very inexpensive and easy to use. Just sprinkle it down. In fact, looking like perhaps a good chance of rain on Monday, maybe. If you get that down this weekend, the rain will take it in, and it'll help to control those seeds.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right.
All right, 541-776-5770. Let's see if we can squeeze in one more before the break. Hi, Randy. What's going on with your ant colony?
How you doing, Perry, Tim?
Hi.
Hey, I've got like large colonies of ants in my grass and stuff, and they're underneath the deck and stuff now. It's almost a ground level deck, and I want them gone.
All right. So you just post a sign that says no more ants.
I tried that.
So let's see,
Put a sign up that says free food next door.
Yeah. I would say go for the grub-free zone and just sprinkle that out and get that. You can even throw it underneath your deck all around the yard.
Try some bombs under there. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it needs to get into the soil. And so if you do spread this under the deck, you do need to water it in so it gets into the soil, because that's where they're living, is down inside that soil.
What was it called again?
Grub-free zone.
The grub-free zone. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of like your beard, Randy.
Well, are we sure?
No, the mustache. Randy don't have a beard. Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll take a quick break. The phone number 541-776-5770. If you have any questions for Tim, this beautiful plant, somebody's going to win it. We're going to draw a name out of the hat. It is a gorgeous dahlia and hot pink. Wow, this thing is just beautiful. And if you don't win it, you can go out to Four Seasons and pick one up. They got pink, red, yellow, what else? White?
Yep, pink, red, yellow. I think there's some purple out there, and yeah.
What else you got out there that's blooming?
Oh, really? We don't have that much time. We just got in some beautiful 1 gallon cosmos. And I almost brought one of those, but the cosmos are looking fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, check it out. Four Seasons Nursery out on Highway 62. But give us a call, get your name in the hat. You could be the lucky one today. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paula, and I work at theDove TV. Every day we get letters and emails from people who've been encouraged, blessed, and challenged by the programs on theDove TV. But we couldn't do it without you. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us continue to bring inspiration and hope to our community by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us, or call us at 541-776-5368.
Welcome back, and Tim Elbert from Four Seasons Nursery with us, taking your questions today. And when you do call in and ask a question, your name is going in the hat, and coming up here in about 20 minutes or so, somebody's going to win this beautiful dahlia. This thing is spectacular. It's a hot pink one, but he's got all kinds of colors out there at the nursery. If you've never been to the Four Seasons Nursery, well, you're just missing it. You need to go out there.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Go on Highway 62. You get off on the Vilas Road, frontage road there, and go up a little bit, and you can't miss it. It's on the right. And you'll see the beautiful Crater Lake hanging baskets. You'll see a nursery that is lit up with color. And they're there to serve you. And so check it out. They're open from 9 a.m. till whenever the last customer leaves. Right? Basically.
Yeah. If you're there after 6, grab a hose and start watering. We'll see you in the morning.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. Anyway, check it out there. Anyway, come on in or give us a call. Let us know. A lot of things going on. We're into that kind of that buggy season right now, and I guess there's a lot going on. But a couple of years ago, we had that. Was it the moth thing in the trees?
Oh yeah, the fall webworm. Man,
and it was almost epidemic. This year, I don't see any signs of it.
Right. Yeah, they do cycle. So they typically will come in and be there for a couple of years, and then they just continue to move on. So now there's somebody else's problem. But it's also, it takes a little while for some of the predators to begin to understand what they are and how tasty they might be. So towards the end, when we had just a few that last year, there was the wasps were starting to go for them, and they would tear into them, and they would kill them and eat them, and the birds would begin to learn how to get through those tents and eat them. So yeah, it just it cycled through like it's supposed to.
All right, if you have any questions about your garden, plants, bugs, transplanting new plants, trimming, all that, give them a call, 541-776-5770. Got to get all the numbers straight. 541-776-5770 is the number to the studio to talk to Tim. Before I take a call, one other thing, veggies, what's going on? Now, by the way, you can have a problem if a tomato has too much water, right?
Oh yes, definitely. You can overwater tomatoes.
Yeah, so you got to be. It's delicate to find out that right thing.
Well, it's probably less water than what you think. You know, so there's a lot going on in the veggie garden, but you're right. For tomatoes, you want those tomatoes to somewhat dry between waterings, and especially right now as they're pushing on all that growth, we want them to begin to bloom and set fruit. And that's your best way of getting them to set fruit, is to cut back on that watering just a little bit. Maybe get them just to the point of wilting before watering, and then good deep soak. Yeah, and you should have pretty good success with that.
How do you keep deer away from tomatoes?
Shoot them.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought you were going to say.
I mean, fence off your garden from the deer.
Yeah, we put these 2 tomato plants in and went out, and the little buggers, you know, they even left their footprints in the garden.
Well, you know what you do is you put more veggies out there and let them eat those, and you put more out. Just keep doing that all summer long. It's called marinating. So,
hey, I like that idea. Just put a little soy sauce in there with it. Okay, I got it. Hi, Jill. Thanks for waiting. What's going on with your petunias?
Well, every year I plant petunias, and I've kind of started to give up on them because once, I've got them going, and I'll get them in the little, the pony pack, and about a month after they start, when the blooms start coming out, I get these little green worms that eat the petals.
Yeah.
And they get holes in them, and I've tried different things, spraying, like a little bit of dish soap and some water and squirting that on there, thinking that would get rid of it, but they don't. They just, and then pretty soon they're just all holy and ugly, so why bother?
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, those petunia budworms can be a problem with petunias and geraniums both. And so if you have problems with that, one of the best ways to control them is the spinosad. And we carry it in the Fertilome brand, and it's called borer, bagworm, tent caterpillar, and leaf miner spray. And so there will be a test. If you don't say it right, we won't sell it to you. No, but if you just say, if you come in and you ask for the stuff for the petunias, we'll know exactly what you're talking about, because it is definitely a problem. But this works very, very good. It's all natural and safe to use around your pets and family. You spray it on. I like to do it in the evening, the cool part of the evening, because that way the bees are gone, and then we're not going to affect the bees. But put it down late in the evening, and usually once a week. You can do a spray once a week as a preventive. That's the way I like to do it. You can just use it if you have problems. But by the time you notice you have a problem, usually the flowers are about gone. So it's better to just use it as a preventive.
Okay, so do you spray the top of the petals and then underneath as well?
Yeah, I just spray the whole plant. I just kind of spray the whole plant, just get until it's dripping wet, and it works really good.
Okay.
Okay, and what was the name of? Oh, just go ahead and ask when I come in there. They'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, come in and ask for that petunia spray.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
All righty.
All right. Let's see. Again, 541-776-5770. Hey, Alice.
Hello.
What's going on with your maple tree?
Well, I'm pretty worried about it. I've gone out and beat it with the newspaper, but it's still misbehaving. It's got down at the bottom. It's got some loose bark that some of it's already come off. But then I'm looking at it, and I've got like cracks in the bark that go up the tree, and so I'm not sure if it's like sunburned or if there's something else going on.
You're beating it too hard. Plant abuse. It sounds like you might have some borer damage going on there, and the borers will feed on the inside of that bark, on the live tissue. And then as the tree tries to grow, that dead bark doesn't stretch with the tree. So then you get that cracking like that. If you peel back some of that bark and you look inside, you may see some holes that go into the wood. You may find some sawdusty material. And those are all signs of borer damage. And most likely that's what's going on. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of things you can do to control the borers. Now, is this an ornamental tree or is this a fruit-bearing tree?
just ornamental. It's I think it's a sunset, a red sunset maple.
You can use a systemic on it, and that will sometimes get them under control. That's about the best thing you can do. So stop in for the tree and shrub systemic.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll put that around there, and that'll control insects for a whole year on your tree.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And can I put that on any trees or just
as long as it's not a fruit-bearing tree, because the chemical will get stored in the fruit, and you don't want that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
you. Hi, I'm Daniel, and I work at theDove TV. You know, compared to Portland, Seattle, and LA, Medford might be considered a small market, but at theDove, we're excited about the opportunity to make a big impact right here in our community. And you help make that happen. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us now by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us, or by phoning 541-776-5368.
All right, let's see if we hi, Chris. Thanks for waiting. Your blue fescus is turning yellow?
Yes, we just had our front yard re-landscaped, and he put in a drip system with a bunch of bark. There's no grass. And but it seems like it's getting yellow. It's getting yellow on the tips. So I don't know if it's getting overwatered.
That's usually a sign of overwatering on those. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch it. Go out and check that and see. Make sure that that your moisture level is good. You don't want to be soggy wet, but you still need to be moist.
Okay, because we have all that clay.
Yeah. The clay just holds the water, so you may be able to cut back on your watering.
Okay. Super. I thought that's probably what it was, but I wanted to check.
Alrighty.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, we got a couple minutes left. If you want to try 776-5770, and your name will go on the hat. Somebody's going to win this beautiful dahlia. It is gorgeous, and it comes in a variety of colors. But this one happens to be a hot pink. And the Four Seasons Nursery open from 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. No, 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5 on Sunday.
You got it.
Finally, after 22 years, I figured that one out.
Oh, it'll change next month.
Oh, well, yeah. 9 until you go home. Okay. I had a question, and I forgot what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Sometimes you go to these markets, country markets and around, you know, and it'll say organic, whether you're buying plants or vegetables. How do you know that?
That's a really good question. You know, if they're certified organic, then they were organic when they left the garden center, or I should say that the grower, the greenhouse grower, or whoever. Because they're regulated. Once they get to the destination that they are, there's no regulation. So if I buy an organic vegetable starts to Four Seasons Nursery, they're labeled organic, but if I don't treat them organically, then
they lost that distinction.
They lost that distinction, but they don't lose the label. So you have to be careful with that. If you're really serious about organic,
the soil has to be tested, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, yes, it would have to be, which would be incredibly more expensive than it'd be worth. But unfortunately, that's the way it goes. And in a lot of cases, a lot of places sell organic that is not. You know, it was treated organically until it got to them, but they didn't keep it that way.
Well, the only reason I bring that up, I mean, I think there is a genuine move now to become healthier all the way around, and I applaud that, I really do. But given that trend and that opportunity, how do you know?
Well,
you know that you're getting the real deal. You know,
the important question to ask, and this is whether or not you're buying organic vegetable starts or not. A lot of people don't understand what organic means, and I think that the real important question to ask is, have these been treated with pesticides?
Yes.
And that's the one, because you can take a conventional fertilizer and an organic fertilizer. Nitrogen is nitrogen. It doesn't matter how many times you pass it through the cow. Nitrogen is nitrogen.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the fertilizer that's used, it's not that big of an issue. And you can take something that may have been fed with a non-organic fertilizer. You can take that home and you can plant it and continue to grow it organically and be perfectly safe with that. But the key is, has it been treated with a pesticide? You just want to make sure that that has not been treated with pesticides.
There, do you get that? If you want the longer answer, go on up to Four Seasons Nursery and ask Tim.
Yep.
All right, let's get back to the phones quickly here. Hi, Patty. Thanks for waiting. What's going on with your hanging basket?
Well, my hanging baskets don't look as vibrant as when I first got them. So what do I need to do? What specifically do I need to do? And sometimes they get those little worms on them. Is that part of what's making them look as healthy?
I doubt that it's the worms that are causing any problems right now. Usually that doesn't happen for until June, which we're getting close, but it doesn't make them look unhealthy. Usually you just start to lose your flowers or leaves or something. But in the overall case where there's just not looking healthy, a couple of things could be happening. Make sure that you're watering correctly. So they're not overwatering, you're not underwatering, the soil staying moist, not soggy wet. So check that. And second of all, that you're feeding correctly and making sure that you're putting enough fertilizer on, you're doing it at the right amount. Without actually seeing, I couldn't tell you what's going on with your plants, but those are the two things that would give an unhealthy look on a plant more than anything else. So check those two things first of all. And if you still have questions, bring us some pictures or samples and let us take a look at it.
And what's the fertilizer you would use in those? Any typical fertilizer?
We use one by Fertilome called Geranium, Hanging Basket, and Pansy Food.
Okay.
Or if you just come in and say, what's the fertilizer you use for pots? We'll show you which one that is. And it's a good fertilizer because it has all your trace elements and everything in it. And it's a very good quality fertilizer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's see if we can squeeze in Beth real quick. Hi, Beth. What's going on?
Hi. I have a weed that comes in on my dog, and it's a 1/4 inch long with a corkscrew that's about an inch long.
Yep.
What do I do about it?
Shoot the dog. Yeah, no, you just have to keep brushing it off. You know, those things will kind of work their way into the fur.
Yes,
and
I
stuff.
know, but I have 2 acres of it. What is it?
Well, I don't. It's a weed. I don't know what it's called. I don't know the name of it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And you know, you can try to eradicate it off your property. That might be kind of difficult to do, though, especially if you have a large amount of property. The main thing I think is just to you know, keep the dog brushed or something, you know, or keep the dog out of that until those seeds are done.
Sorry, Beth.
All right.
Okay, continue on as is. My second question is: are you allowed to talk about GMOs?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think about all the GMOs?
Okay, that's a good question.
That's a long question, and
I tell you what, Beth. I'm going to run safety guard because I'm out of time. I think the next time you're here, let's take a section on GMOs.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Beth.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Good show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. We are out of time. So grab a name
All right,
in there.
Here we go. All right. I've got one. And
this is on the double XL Dahlia Hot Pink.
Yep. And Jill is the winner, and she's got a double L on the end.
Really? Well, I think she was our first call. Congratulations, Jill. We'll get a hold of you, and you can go out to Four Seasons Nursery, and you'll pick that up. They're open from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5 on Sunday, loaded with all kinds of color. You may want to check out one of these dahlias. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. And your hot tip of the day is
come out to Four Seasons Nursery and buy lots of color.
There you go.
Yeah, you know, get those. If you haven't got the pre-emergent down, get pre-emergent down this weekend. Let rain can take it in, and it'll be perfect timing.
All right. See you next time.
All right.
Hi, I'm Jim, and I work at the Dove TV. Every weekday between 6 and 8 a.m., our award-winning news and sports team bring you the best morning show around. It's live, it's honest, and it's a whole lot of fun. And you help make it happen. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us continue to air local programs that share your voice by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us.